Graham, tomorrow today, one of our latest products is Start Conversations, and I know you share the excitement with where we're going with this. Tell us a little bit about why you think we got to this point. What has been the need for Start Conversations?
And I think, Keith, when we work with senior leadership teams in industries around the world, one of the things they really battle to do is have conversations. I mean, it sounds strange. Talking is easy and you talk in the corridors, but when you get into an executive meeting, often guys go into a formula, they follow a strict agenda, or they go very operational in the way that they're thinking. And if we're living in turbulent times and adaptive environments, you really have to help your team to develop this ability to have strategic conversations. And strategic conversations are both conversations that step you out of the ordinary, out of the business environment, and are authentic. And these are not things that I think people are really good at doing. So we need to build some muscle to do that. And that's really what Start Conversations is about. So maybe you want to take us through what a Start Conversation actually is.
It's a very simple concept. It's built around an image, a quote, and a question. And the clue of how they run is in the START acronym. A rather corny acronym, I know, but it's an acronym that is designed to help one understand the process. So the S represents C, and that's where one would put up the image. The old cliche of a picture is worth 1,000 words. So the idea of capturing a very vivid image of something that will help focus the conversation.
And this will be on a particular theme or some idea you want to get across and have a conversation about.
Quite correct. So let's pick an example of a theme. It might be around worldview, differing worldviews. So you have an image that captures something of that. You then would put up a quote, and the quote would be designed to help people think, the T, and start conversations. So you pause for 30 seconds, a minute maybe, and just reflect on the image and the quotes, and maybe encourage team members to jot down what they're thinking, what comes to mind. Then you put up the question, and the question is the question designed to promote the conversation, which is the R in START, the response. So when you think of it as an image, a quote, and a question, START is to see something, the T is to think about both what you're seeing as the image as well as the quote, and then the response is to, have the conversation. For 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, you have the conversation. The T then is interesting, and you have a lot to say around the need for executives to have strong takeouts or to be action orientated. You referred to it earlier in the operational agenda. How would you see then these START conversations leading to something that can have practical outcomes, Graham?
So what we can do at Tomorrow Today is give you the first four things. So the package includes the image, the quote, the conversation starter. But of course, what you really want is not conversation for conversation's sake. You want to take this back into the business. And so what you do at the end of these conversations is you get people to commit to a measurable takeout, something that they can do between now and the next conversation. And this could be something personal that they want to go and do. Maybe they want to go and read a book or have a conversation with somebody else, or whatever it might be. It could be something you do as a team together, or it could be something you as a team take to the organization. But each person in the conversation has some kind of takeout. And that's the piece we can't give to our clients. We give the package that starts the conversation, but the real value is that takeout piece at the end. So if we see an image, if we think about a quote, if we ask a question, then lead into the conversation that responds to that stimulus, we want to end with the takeout and make sure that these START conversations lead to real business benefit.
So the final piece to this, Graham, is to provide the people who are hosting these conversations with an article, not a long article, but something that can deepen their own understanding of the subject or topic that they're discussing. So the whole package of START is a very simple tool and mechanism designed to ignite the right kind of conversations around difficult topics within teams, supported by an article that can deepen one's understanding, can be shared with everybody. And as we started out by saying, we're excited by this because as we work with senior leadership teams, we know how difficult these conversations are, and yet how important they are to organizational culture, to emotional intelligence, and START is designed as a tool to help leaders ignite those conversations.
So come to the Tomorrow Today website, navigate to Start Conversations, and choose from the menu of conversation starters that we have available for you there. You won't regret it. It's a wonderful tool to help you and your team to develop the ability to have strategic conversations.